Right, hold on, guys. Bookmark. Alright, so been a bit of a shitty day for me today. Alright. Broken one of my milk detectors. The best one. My Bounty Hunter. Problem was the battery component, well, the battery kept getting loose and turning the damn machine off. So I took it apart to put one of these 9-volt battery connectors in. I don't know what I've done, but I heard a crack, and the LCD screen that brings up all the text and images is completely busted. So I'm a bit pissed with that right now. So I've got to try to get the money. I'm not going to repair it, I don't think, because I don't think there's any one around here that will actually repair it. I'm looking at getting a Simplex smoke detector, but they're like 300 quid. So I don't have that kind of money at the moment. So what I'm thinking about doing is selling one of my EDIs. Now, there's none on eBay that I can see apart from one of the old rare ones, which is like 250 quid. You know how much I pay for this. If you don't, then go back on my video. I've actually got two of these. One with the grey casing and one with the blue casing. And this is the complete new box one, which has never ever been used, apart from, well, I say never ever. I just turned it on to make sure it works, and that's it. And it takes any kind of memory card. I've stuck a 2 gig one in there for now, but you can put like up to like whatever memory card you want. It doesn't come with instructions, I'm afraid to say, because I don't think it ever did come with instructions. I'll have a quick look in the box. Well, it hasn't. Actually, it comes with one sheet like that, which I can put in there anyway. So, as I'm not using two, I'm going to keep one and I want to sell one. But I want at least 300 for it, and that be including postage to the UK. Called delivery UK, buyer only. No one out of the UK I will sell it to. So what I might do is take the blue casing and keep that one for myself and sell it with the grey casing. They're both practically new, you know. I've only used this one about half dozen times. And you can download the software on the EDI website to actually view the actual graphs and everything like that to it. Yeah, no, brand new. Say this one, which I probably will sell, but change the casing over to the grey one, which I'll do now actually. But I want about 300 for it, because then that way it'd help me to get the milk detector that I'm hoping to buy. And that is like 300 quid itself. So don't want to damage the casing. You can actually buy different casing as well, I believe, on different websites. So if anyone is interested, send me a message. I want 300, and that will include free recorded delivery postage. Now it's definitely working, no problems with it whatsoever. And if you do ever get a problem with it, then the Centex company will actually get you to send it back to them, and they'll actually repair it for a charge, I believe. But I think it's got a battery already. But the only thing is, the battery's got to come out because I can't send it with battery. Batteries are probably dead on them. Let me just change the batteries over. Because I can't sell it if I'm working, can I? Alright, let's just get 3 more batteries. These 3 should work. But yeah, I've been doing a lot more metal detecting. It took me a metal detector out today, and the bloody batteries keep coming apart. There we go. So it's definitely 100% working. And you can mess around with all these, bits and pieces. There are reviews on the EDIs on YouTube, so you can always check it out on YouTube. Actually, I might sell it with the blue one because the blue one's a bit more better condition. The other one's got a bit dusty. So yeah, I'll sell it with that, I suppose, the blue one. You can always get a blue cover for it later if I want one for my one. I do like the blue casing though. So anyone interested, hit me up. Price 300 with free postage. You might say, oh, I can get it cheaper. Well, you try looking for it cheaper, because I've gone on a lot of websites today trying to find out if anyone's got any, and no one's got any. In the company that tried ripping me off doesn't have any in stock. At least you know that I'm a trusted person. Yeah, I should have put it back. So make sure weeks. I'm not doing paranormal at this time, I'm afraid to say. I'm going through quite a lot of stress and anxiety at the moment. That's why I have to try to get out and do more metal detecting, so I can release that stress and anxiety. But my main metal detector broke today, so I'm going to have to try to find things to sell on eBay to get the money to buy a new metal detector. And I'm looking at one of those what are they called? Notra Macro Simplex Plus. And it's oh, be quiet. It's like the metal detector I'm trying to save up for is 279. So you do a search on that. There's one which is on eBay for 250, but it's like X demo. And I've looked at their feedback, and although they've got 10 negative feedback within like last year, it's not too bad. But with X demo, it's been messed around with, and it's probably got scratch marks and stuff like that on it. You know, why pay 250 when, you know, extra 30 quid you can buy a spanking brand new one with guarantee and everything on it. Yeah, I've not been doing any paranormal, afraid to say, because I just ain't really been in mind to do it, to be honest with you. I did plan to go over to my bushcraft and spend the night over there, but I've not even done that, you know, because it's been way too hot and like I can't get comfortable, you know, laying down and sleeping. If I went there today, which I couldn't do because I was waiting for the package to arrive, a new mop bucket, that was a bloody pain in the ass getting them mop heads on the bloody mop itself today. You know, I had to snip off two little catches to bloody put the damn thing on. So I got a new mop and bucket which turned up today, which I kind of like. I did go out and do some milk detecting this morning with the bounty hunter, but the batteries kept loosening up and like kept turning the damn thing off. So I thought, right, as soon as I get home, I'm going to take that apart and put a proper like clip 9-volt battery connector. Took it all apart, and I must have pressed it down on like something, and I heard a crack, and I turned it round, and the LCD screen had completely broke. So that is no good no more. I did email the bounty hunter metal detecting website to see if they know anyone who could probably fix it. See, it's a good little metal detector. I've got that off my mate Alan, but the other metal detector I've got ain't all that brilliant. I bought one last week actually, and like I just can't understand how to get the settings done on it properly. And I've been going through as many like YouTube videos as I can, and there's just ain't anyone who's reviewed it properly. Um, with the Simplex Plus, you know, there's loads of reviews on there, a load of like setting up guides and stuff like that. I know it means like buying another milk detector, but it is one I want to get eventually anyway. And I'd rather try to get it sooner than later because, like, you know, with the cost of living going up, everything's going up in price. You know, food, electronics. You know, um, anything you can think of, what you need to buy, the price is going up. Even toilet rolls, toothpaste. You know, food, drinks, everything's going up. Um, so, like, you know, I'd rather try to get it now before the price goes up on bloody electronics. I thought there would have been like a discount being like Prime Day, but no discount. And I did post a request on Facebook if anyone's got one a bit lower price. And I just got a message back saying, go to this website. It's going to be a genuine product and not a dodgy Amazon deal that could potentially be a copy. So he sent me a link, and it's the same price as it is on Amazon. And I think it's free delivery as well, but it's still £279, and like I just don't have the money for that right now. So it means like just scrimping and scraping all the time, you know. Because once I've got that, I ain't going to buy any more bloody milk detectors after that, you know. That's going to be my final one. Now, you're probably saying, well, you know, we've got more other milk detectors, use those. Yeah, but the thing is, some of those ones are so old, they don't have the options um, that they have nowadays. You know, they don't get as deep. They don't detect as deep. They don't detect certain, like, metallic objects. Um, so, like, you know, I started milk detecting about 3 years ago, actually. And I've got two which I bought over the last 2 or 3 years ago. My son bought me one a couple of years ago, which was a Rhinelab Go Fine 44. And that's like a small, kind of like foldable one. I've used that a few times, but I still don't, you know, I wish I never bought that one, to be honest with you, because it's a bit shitty. The only thing I like about it is because it's like, you know, collapsible and foldable. They don't do no updates or nothing like that. But it's a good like little kind of carry around one. If you're going down the coast and you don't want to take your bit of metal detector, you just want one just like to ponce around with, then that's okay kind of thing. But when you're getting into any hobby, which is something that you want to learn and get that more experience on, then you are going to need something a bit more updated later anyway. Kind of things like with your ghost hunting gear. Like there's so many ghost hunting equipment out there. Even the older stuff's got so hard to get hold of, and some of the older stuff used to be the better stuff, kind of thing. Especially like certainly EMF meters and stuff like that. Some of the stuff like Ghost Adventures and Most Haunted, kind of thing. There's stuff out there that you can't even buy because, people built them for them, and they never sold them to the public. And if they did, like they only bought them out for a certain amount of time, then that was it. And I only like made the production of so many units, and then it's like the what was it called? Um, can't think what it's called. It's like a talking device, um, but even those you can't get hold of anymore. The Obelisk 2, the Obelisk 3, so rare, so hard to find. You can't find them, so you got to pay like for the next upgrade one, which I think is Obelisk 5 or something. Yeah, and even those are bloody expensive. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So like um, with the detector I want to get, you can actually upgrade the software on it, constantly. So every time they bring out a new software patch, then you just connect your computer to the you connect your metal detector to the computer through a USB port. You download the update patch, and then it directly downloads it to your metal detector, and that's it, kind of thing. Um, with these, like the EDIs, there's no update patches that I know of. There's no way of connecting them to USB anyway. So with like ghost hunting gear, you get so many different like bits of equipment. There's been stuff that I wanted to get, for the paranormal, but it's just like obsolete now. You can't get them. It's like those DT60 or whatever it is, like the audio recorders, which had a kind of a bug to them. But now, paranormal groups are trying to get hold of them, and you're paying anything from $1,000 to $2,000 for the damn thing. Fucking ridiculous. But you know, that's what it is, I suppose. So, um, yeah. Just trying to think of something. Mm, what was I looking at? Let's have a look. So yeah, so yeah, I'm not doing anything paranormal for a while yet. I just don't. No, I wanted to get into it. I started getting into it. No one showed any interest in it, really, to be honest with you. So, what's the point of wasting my time and energy when no one's watching it? And, maybe next year I might try starting up again. I don't know. It depends how I'm feeling, I know I said to you, I'll go through a lot of stress and anxiety and depression, and, it means like I've got to try and sort myself out and do this and do that. But even when you do that kind of thing, it's still an issue in doing the paranormal because, like, I suppose you got to have it in the right frame of mind as well. And you need to have that ability, that wanting to do it, that feeling of doing it, all that kind of stuff. And I just don't have that kind of love. On the other one was compassion. I just don't feel like I've got the love and compassion doing any of it right now. So I might wait until the new year and go out and start doing it again. I still might do the odd cemetery visit, but it doesn't mean I'm going to actually go out and do a ghost hunt at a cemetery. I might just go there and take a video and photos, just have a general walk around, and then upload the video here on the channel. But that being, I won't be taking no equipment with me. I did do a cemetery visit not long ago anyway, which is up on the YouTube. So I did try to do some stuff for you guys, but no one really wanted to see. No one wanted to show the interest on the channel that I was trying to get back into the paranormal. Hello, Tony. No, I'm not doing paranormal fishing anymore. Probably might do it next year. My main goal this year is bushcraft and metal detecting. I went and broke my bloody metal detector today, my bounty hunter one, broke the screen on it. I do have a couple of other metal detectors, but they're not brilliant ones. So I'm trying to save up the money to get a new one, the older Simplex Plus. But they're like 300 quid. Well, £279 actually. So I'm trying to sell at the moment, if anyone's interested in one of my EDIs. I want 300 for it, but I might drop it down a little bit, depending on the offers I'm getting. I don't want stupid offers saying, I'll give you 20 quid for it. No fucking way. Because, I actually spent over 250 quid for the damn thing. And they are going up in prices, as I say, a lot of paranormal stuff is going up in price at the moment. And they're hard to get hold of as well. Because I tried doing a search on EDIs, and there's only 2 websites that I saw that may still have them. One of them said out of stock. But I actually emailed the guy and said, will you be getting them stock? He goes, yeah, if we get enough orders. So it depends on how many orders they get. Then they might start bringing some more in. But at the moment, most of the places I've looked on, all that stock. I'm not sure about infrared, but I think they're about just under 300 quid. Well, you can do bushcrafting, and camping, I think if with me, to be honest, I started doing bushcrafting because of all the bullshit that went on YouTube. It drew me away from my paranormal. I don't want to be stuck indoors, just mowing the bitching and, just getting completely bored, sitting on the computer day in and day out. And it's only because I was thinking about going out and doing some camping. I started like doing a lot of like video watching. And I saw this like bushcrafting, so I started following a lot of people doing bushcrafting, and I thought that's kind of crazy. Now I'd already had permission for metal detecting on the land I've got at the moment, which I won't say where it is, but um, I was doing metal detecting on Pacific Pony Farm, and I went up to the landowner, Ron. I said, look, I appreciate you giving me permission to do metal detecting, but when I'm metal detecting, it starts pouring in rain. I need to take shelter, and I don't really want to be going in the pony shelters. So it means like scaring them off, kind of thing. I don't want to do that. So is there any chance I can get permission to build a little shelter? He said, yeah, knock yourself out, mate, and go do what you want to do. And he even gave me permission to like cut down trees if I needed to, which I only cut down, dead fallen trees. Ones where it got blown over and like hanging down. I've still got one blown over on my shelter at the moment, which I've not cut down because I don't really want to cut it down, to be honest with you, because it's holding the tarp down and it's stopping a lot of the rainwater getting in. I still do get a little bit of rainwater in there time to time, but not as much. And it's easy to drain off anyway. All I need is half one of those one of these bottles cut in half, and I just like scoop it out. That's what I do, and then I get a couple of towels, hand towels, and um, just dry it out that way. But I never thought that I would spend a night over my bushcraft because I'm petrified of the dark. I don't like being in the dark, even when you get a power cut. Here, it's not so bad because you're kind of like sheltered and you're secure. You're protected in your own home, aren't you? But outside, you know, it's kind of like a bit more scary. And my fear factor is being outside on my own at night, especially in woodlands. Because like you don't know who's fucking hanging around in the woods. They might get some crackheads, that are like puffing away and getting stoned out their brains, and they might, run over and mug you for whatever money you got, your mobile phone, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, you might get. I'm always saying the old mad axeman. I always kind of like try to confront my fear, saying, "This just an old man running around with an axe, and he's going to chop me fucking door down one day, and he's going to chop me head off and stick it on the pole, and that's it, kind of thing." So I kind of like try to scare myself, but I scare myself in the way that I know there's nothing out there. And when I built my bushcraft camp, my shelter took 6 months to do. 6 months. No, and I was going up there sometimes about 2-3 times a week. But when we started getting like the bit of shitty or whatever, I had to lower the time down and not go out there so much. Well, I eventually did get it all up and running, as you probably know on my bushcraft channel. I went up there, about a week or so ago to do some milk detecting, but the landowner don't want me digging on the ground anymore at the moment because it's too fucking dry. And my plugs, the holes I dig, they usually call plugs in a detecting unity, and the plugs ain't going down properly because the ground is so dry. It's drying out too quickly and it's leaving gaps and sometimes pushing them back up. And he's a bit concerned that the ponies might run over one and trip over and break his leg, and it's going to be cost to him. So they've actually asked me not to do any metal detecting up there at the moment, but I can still go up there and do bushcrafting. There is land up there I can go and ask around as well and see if I can get other permissions to do metal detecting. But because it's been so hot and dry, there's only certain places you can go and do metal detecting because you can't even get your fucking spade in the damn dirt. So it's more going out in like woodlands, places that is sheltered with trees and stuff like that. And I found a couple of places I could probably go to. It just means trying to get permission. I think one's on a private property, which ain't too far where my bushcraft is. I just got to try to find out the guy who owns the actual land. I think it's only like a couple of acres, if that even kind of thing, but it's something I can do. There's farmlands around there which I want to go and try to get permissions on those as well, but it depends if they've got any crops in. And if they've got crops, you can't do any until they've actually, cut the crops down. There is a couple of like other woodlands I could probably try to do, but I've got to try and get permission from the council. So I'm thinking of doing some other stuff during this week and next week. I'll probably go out and do some more metal detecting at one location, which I know about, and I've seen other metal detectors there before. So if they've been detecting now, surely I'll be okay to get and go and do some metal detecting. I want to go and try to get like knock on a few doors and get permission doing that. And I want to go and do some mudlarking over on the old River Thames one day. I bought myself a little trail because there's certain things you can't do when you're mudlarking. You can't like dig holes. You can scrape the ground, and like an eye contact on the ground kind of thing. But you can't dig on it. There are places I can go to and metal detect without no problem at all under the crown. The crown has got a map, and on this map it's got purple lines, and they are the place you can go and metal detect without having a permit or a license, and you won't get into trouble. So I want to do that as well. The bushcrafting I'll probably do because I need to do some repair works on the walls. A couple of weeks ago I was having a barbecue, then I went out and done a live stream, and I didn't realise the fire kind of like flared up while I was outside, and on the video you could see that it caught a part of the fireplace on fire. Great big red ember, kind of thing. If I was out a bit longer, probably might have fucking burnt the whole thing down, the old shelter, but I was able to pull it out with water. So I do need to do some repair works up there, but I need to sort out. I think on the balcony I've got some stuff left over, like concrete, sand. So I'll have to take that up there, concrete and sand, plaster. I can pinch some hay from the landowner, so I need a little bit, and water I can get from him as well. And all I need to do is get a couple of buckets and mix it all up and just slap it on, like the old fucking Stone Ages used to do. Slap it. No, actually, Africans, with their mud hats, slap it on and let it dry. So I do need to do a little bit of bushcrafting repair work up there sometime. And I know that the light is getting darker a little bit earlier now. I think it's getting dark around about 9 o'clock, so we're not getting that kind of longer nights that we've been having the last couple of weeks or couple of months. But I doubt I'll be staying overnight, because I prefer to stay overnight when you've only got 4 or 5 hours of darkness, kind of thing. But now, you're getting 6, 7 hours, and I can't really sleep up there properly, to be honest with you. All my camping, I say all my camping stuff is up there in my tent, I've got my blow-up mattress, I've got 2 sleeping roll-up mats out there, I've got a pillow up there, I've got my bug net up there. So it's all still up there. So if I want to go up there one day and just spend the night, I will do. I'm armed to the teeth up there. I've got 2 axes, I've got my spade, I've got my bushcraft knife, I've got about 3 saws up there. And I usually have a couple of them, next to me, so if anyone's tried to break in during the night time, I'll just be lunging stuff at the door, telling them to fuck off whoever's trying to break in. Especially, if he's a mad axeman, like I keep saying. But the only thing I'm going to be concentrating on for the rest of the year is metal detecting, magnet fishing, possibly some more bushcrafting. I'm going to do some nature walks. I might if I feel like it, do a cemetery walk, walk around the cemetery, do a video, but I won't do any kind of like ghost hunting stuff. And that'd be it really. Next year, if I've got the money, then I'd like to start doing the fishing again. I could have done it this year actually, but the place I normally go to, the fish ain't biting. No, Mitcham Common, the lake is getting fucking smaller and drying out. There's hardly any fishing over there going on. I've only seen like 2 people fishing over there in about the last half dozens. I'll say again, I've only seen a couple of fishing people over there on the last half dozen or so visits I've been over in the Common. And then when I've asked them if they caught anything, they said no. Bidders Pond, that is completely near enough shriveled up, You've probably got, say, from here to my wall with water, and that's it. That is really shriveling up because I was up there last week with my metal detector, and I was like finding musket balls and the more modern day 1p, 2p coins. And I was going to go there again this week, but today I went over to the local park and done some metal detecting over there with my bounty hunter. And so I brought that home. I was going to try to change the connectors over, and I must have pressed on something and I had a crack, and I thought, what's that? And I didn't realise until I started about to desolder the 9-volt connector pin things, turned it over and the screen broken. Oh, you can hear it turning on and everything, but you can't see nothing on the screen. So that's the reason I need to get another better, because that is like one of the better bloody metal detectors I've got actually. And the one I bought last week, a clip which you use for the rod, is broken off. That's disappeared. I can still use it. I can use a bit of like, I can use it. I can use some of this masking tape for now, but I've ordered a new clip, which cost me fucking 12 quid. So that won't be here for probably until the end of the week. But I've got another metal detector I can take out, which I've got. So this week it's going to be metal detecting. Probably like I might do a little nature walk. Just take plenty of drinks with me and go and see if I can get some more metal detecting permission somewhere. That'd be it really. But yeah, when I'm at the bushcraft though, it does get a little bit scary out there sometimes. Because your brain isn't like functioning. It hears more kind of like weirder stuff than you do here. Your brain is tuned to the noises that you're kind of like got surrounded in your own home. But when you're outside, it's completely different. You've got ponies running around, footsteps, you can hear birds, you can hear rustling in the trees. And that could be the wind, or it could be like the birds fluttering about. There are deer up there, so it could be deer running around. You do get people walking around at different times of the night in their backwoods where I am, because like from where my shelter is, when autumn comes and all the leaves drops, you can see the back side of my shelter. I try to camouflage as best I can, but you can still see part of my shelter at the back anyway. You do hear a lot of weird things out there at night time, and it can be spooky. Because last time I tried to stand up there, I kept hearing like scratching on the wall. I heard voices. Where they come from, I don't know. I heard bangs on the trees. What was causing it, I don't know. I heard like it sounded like a woman either moaning or crying, and that went too far outside my fucking shelter. I tell you that was a bit freaky. So I was planning to go up there and spend the night last week, but I took my metal detector up there and I was detecting, and I got so hot, I ended up with heat stroke and I had to come home. So, with this weather, we've got to kind of be careful with heat, because it can cause you heat stroke and that. I will read your comments in a minute, Tommy. But yeah, like if I weren't doing bushcrafting, I'd probably go out camping. I'll find some camping sites where I am with my bushcraft. There is a camping site about 3 or 4 mile away, which I could go. That's got woodlands there. But it's a proper camping site, with tents and caravans and shit like that. Never been there. But, I wouldn't mind going camping with one of my old mates, actually, Alan, but I've not spoken to Alan for ages. What he's doing, I don't know. I don't even know if he still does metal detecting or magnet fishing or even fishing. I taught him how to do normal fishing. He went out and bought fishing gear. I taught him how to, erect the bloody fishing rod, how to put your fishing line on your reel, how to set up a float, how to put the weights on, how to thread a hook and stuff like that, and how to even hook a maggot, kind of thing. And we only went fishing with him once, and I'd like to go and do fishing again with him again, but I don't know if he's got a fishing license. I don't have a fishing license. A fishing license is about 35 quid now. And the problem is where I am, the local fishing tackle shop is never hardly open. So I wouldn't be able to get maggots, I'd have to do either fishing with ham, spam, sweet corn, bread. But over Clapham Common, you can't use floating stuff. No, you can't use bread because it attracts the ducks and the wildlife, and they just got fuck up your swim. So maggots. I wouldn't know where to get the maggots. I know there used to be a shop up at Sutton, but I think that's closed down. So, and the tackle shop at Turingbeck, Fine Line, I think it's called. They're never fucking open after time. And people keep complaining about the maggots not lasting more than a fucking week. So, and I don't like doing a lot of leisuring. I prefer float fishing and leisuring. Leisuring just seems like you're wasting your time and nothing's being caught after bloody time. With float fishing, at least I knew I was catching a load of fish. There's one time I went up to Clapham Common, I caught about 170 fish throughout the whole bloody day. And that was perch, roach, little bream, baby carp, gudgeon. Can't remember if there was tension or not. I don't think there was tension there. But, so even if I ain't fishing up there, I could always go up there with my tent one day and just spend the night, talk to the guys up there. I know Jack's up there still, Jack and Kev, the two main Baileys. They was up there a couple of weeks ago when I was up there. Just went up there to do a little bit of magnet fishing. Didn't get nothing out of the fucking lake. So I just sat and spoke to them for a couple of hours. Right, so the place where I do bushcrafting, I can't invite you there, I'm afraid, because the landowner is very temperamental about people being on his land. When I got permission to first do milk detecting up there, he was a little bit temperamental at first. He said, "Well, I had a guy up here doing milk detecting before, but we became friends, and he died." So I said, "Well, you trust me. If you don't like what I'm doing, then you can always tell me to fuck off later." And we stood there talking for hours, about 3 hours, until he turned around and said, "Look, you seem okay, guy. I'll give you permission." So yeah. But because I know I asked him about if I could take my son up there one day, He goes, oh no. He goes, oh, I don't mind you being up here because I know not so much, that you're not trustworthy. It's the other person that might, cause problems. If they cause problems, it could get you kicked off. So I can't take people up there. I don't mind like meeting up. You know, some people have asked me to meet them up over Clapham Common or over Mitcham Common and camp out overnight, which I have done, but I didn't have a tent at the time. So, I was kind of like outside and it got kind of like really cold and misty. But, the guy didn't go into his tent. We just sat outside talking all bloody night long. But, I don't mind meeting up with someone and like, going camping somewhere. The, I've always wanted to do that stealth camping or, kind of thing. I used to watch a lot of them. And stealth camping is where, you get your tent or your bivvy, your what they called, hammocks, kind of thing. And people have gone out, and like camped behind, the wooded area behind Tesco's or, a shopping centre or behind a petrol garage. And I've even seen people camp out on the bloody roundabout where it's had like, trees and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind doing that with someone one day, but most of my gear is up in my bushcraft at the moment. The only thing I've got down here at home is my tent, and that's it. I'd have to bring everything back home. And the problem is, like, it's a hassle keep taking stuff up and down, to the bushcraft. Because, like, when I used to go out there and sleep overnight, I used to bring all my gear back home. If I want to go up there and sleep out there again another night, I'd have fucking take it all back up there. So now I think, when I went up there last time, the time previous, because the last time I fucking ended up with heat stroke, as I said, but the time previous I stayed up there and I had like, me pump up mattress, my two sleeping mats, my sleeping bag, and my bug net. Yeah, my bug net. And I just didn't want to bring all that back home, so I left it all up there. And it's still up there. Hello, Paranormal Seeker ITC. There's no water up there where I am. There's no lakes, no rivers where I do my bushcrafting, which is a shame because if there was, I would be doing some fishing up there. I'll probably be doing some magnet fishing, but I don't know any lakes or rivers around there. The only river which is near is the River Wandle, but that's like a 20-minute, 25-minute backtrack on the bus. There ain't no rivers or lakes where I am. So that's a bit of a bummer, really, because I could have done like bushcrafting, I could have done milk detecting, I could have done magnet fishing if there's like any lakes around. Actually, let me have a look on Google. Colston. There's one called Elmore Pond. But that's not Colston as in UK. One at Red Hill, apparently. Glebe Lake. But I wouldn't know how to get that from where I am at Bushcraft. got like a little beach there. That'd be nice if I could find out where that is and take my milk detector up there. But it looks like they've got construction. We've got like a forest up there. And a lot of like open fields. So I might check that out one day. Grow Hill Pond. Oh, that's fucking further away. That's down like Surrey Hills and Horsley and Oxton. Yeah. Well, you keep coming on my channel every now and then, yeah. You might hear me say one day, right, I've got all my camping gear. I'm thinking about going out and looking for a camping site. And if you want to meet up with me and I find one, we can always meet up, kind of thing, and just chill out for a night. You'll have to bring all the beers because I won't be able to. Mind you, I don't really drink. The only thing I drink is fucking like water and soft drinks. Not even had that to eat yet, apart from the chocolate biscuit. So I might have to go and get some sandwiches in a minute. Make myself a sandwich. So like other people have asked me what other hobbies have I got? Well, I ain't really got any more hobbies to be honest with you. I used to do a little bit of woodworking, but that kind of blew out and the amount of fucking money I spent out on, tools, like saws and different types of saws. Files. What are the bloody things called? Well, axes, chisels. I spent out fucking near enough about 600 quid on woodworking stuff, and that only lasted like probably a couple of months. Then I bought myself a couple of little lathes. First one was working okay, but the power supply broke, and I thought, well, I could probably buy a new power supply, but I thought, I'll just get another fucking lathe, kind of thing, a little small lathe. And I started doing like, fishing floats on that. I gave quite a few fishing floats out actually to people, free of charge. Then I started making my own fishing weights with the lead I kept finding. So, but the thing is, when you're melting lead down, it really does stink. I used to do mine on the balcony. The neighbour used to go, "Are you burning stuff again?" I said, "Yeah, I'll only be half hour." I'm like, she used to moan and bitch quite a bit, that fucking cow upstairs. So like if I, I've not got a bit of lead knocking around, so I could always like make more weights if I wanted to. But I've even like made my own like kind of like what they called when you melt it down. You make it into like a round or square, blob. Can't remember what it's fucking called, but I've got like lots of lead, which I can always remelt down and make fishing weights again if I need them. But I've got a load of fishing weights knocking around somewhere. You find them when you go out fucking milk detecting after time. Go around the lake and you're guaranteed to find like swivels, um, weights, faucets, pocket knives, shitload of fucking hooks, um, little split shot. You find all that around lakes. Didn't find nothing the other day when I went to Clapham Common a few weeks ago. Didn't find nothing up there. Apart from a few fucking iron rods. But that was it. But I'm pondering what to do tomorrow now. I don't know if I'm going to go out. Don't even know what the weather's like tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be sunny again. We're meant to be getting that hot weather again, aren't we? Uh, let's see the weather. Oh, tomorrow it said rain. Light rain tomorrow. But that's only like from Wednesday tomorrow. Wednesday. 11 o'clock, slight little bit of rain. Then 2 o'clock, a little bit of rain. But most of the days it's going to be like kind of overcast. A little bit of sun from 6 till 10. Then 11 o'clock, light rain till 12. Then from 12 till 2, overcast. Light rain from 2 till 3. And all the way from 3 o'clock until midnight, it's going to be overcast. Thursday, overcast all day. You'll know I am overcast from midnight till 10 o'clock in the morning, overcast. Then 11, 12, and 1 o'clock, partially cloudy with a little bit of sun. Overcast 2 o'clock. Then the sun comes out for an hour at 3 o'clock. And the rest of the evening is going to be overcast again. But on Friday the 29th, from 6 o'clock in the morning up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, sunny, 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 sunny. You're talking from like 15 to 22, 23 Fahrenheit, I think that is, or Celsius or whatever. But they do say we're going to get that heat wave back, don't they? I need to get out. I have to get out, because I can't deal with these fucking arseholes upstairs all the time. So much noise their fucking kids keep doing day in and day out. Whereabouts are you, Tony? Without giving too much info out. If you know any lakes, which is, decent and you can camp there overnight, then it means me going up and getting all my gear for my bushcraft, then yeah, I'll probably go out one night, but I'm going to make sure, like, what the weather's going to be like, what I'm going to do up there, because I can't do fishing because I ain't got a fishing license. I'm not going to go and buy a fishing license just to do the day fishing. I might, say, start doing fishing next year again. wait until March, get a new licence, and then start fishing then. Get a permit for Clapham Common. But we just have to see how it goes, I suppose. Now, next time I go up to me bushcraft, I'll have another word with the landowner, but I'm not making any promises because I know he can be a very fussy, temperamental kind of person. With me, I've known him for about 3 years. All you need to do is find a little bit of woodlands where people don't really go, and it's not trashy, and then just go and fucking set a tent up in there. Or if you don't want to take a tent, put a hammock. Do some YouTube searches on like um, wild camping. I, I thought about doing it myself a couple of times, but you know there's not really many places around here actually, apart from Mitcham Common. There's places I can go there and wild camp, but while we've got a lot of like coverage, a lot of like leaves on the trees and whatnot, there are places I can go to, but I'm one of the people who don't want to be out on my own kind of thing. I won't really go out and do wild camping on my own unless it's like a little bit of woodlands behind a shopping centre or something. And you've got security cameras, and if anything happens, you just run out. I need to be somewhere where there's like access to a public road, and I can wave down the car saying. There are places around where I've been, like Streatham Common. I was walking around and I kind of like went off track, and I found this little pathway going through this small woodland, and it goes through up onto this like kind of a field over the back, but there's like a fence there, I think it was. But the woodland you can walk down, and as I walk down it, there's two tents down there, and like I don't think anyone was living in there because like one of the tents was completely like all fucked up and nearly falling down, but there was stuff inside it. I can't know how to look, and there was still stuff inside it. And I turned around and there was another bloody tent behind me, weren't there? And it looked like someone might have been sleeping there. I don't really know, and I didn't really want to like make too much of noise, so I just got out of there. Because like when people were like stealth camping, they don't really want people like disturbing them, do they? You don't know who the fuck they are, what they would do to you. But I just got out of there. No, I used to like and I still do watch like stealth camping videos. And I'm thinking, how the fuck can people do that? Kind of thing. But if you've got like a bushcraft knife with you, you're kind of like protected because if anyone tries to like get in, you can always like threaten them with your knife. But you got to be careful of that. So when I go to my bushcraft, I used to take my bushcraft knife up there with me and then bring it home. But then I had that, feeling like, well, what happens like, fucking one day I'm walking around with a backpack and fucking police stop me and ask me what I'm carrying, kind of thing. And I go until I've got a knife with me. Could probably get nicked. So I'll leave my bushcraft knife up there now. With my axe, my saws, my other fucking tools, my hammers, my nails, my screws. If you got like mates around with you, ask one of your mates to go with you. Just go up to him and say, hey, thanks for coming out camping one day. I've got a 2-man tent. If you got like a couple of blankets or sleeping bag, and go out and have a few beers and have a little bit of a giggle. You can always go down to Puckley Village, the most haunted village in the UK, and go and see if you can find any ghosts down there to, kind of keep you company. People on Facebook ain't that helpful, are they really? Special offers. Is there anything about postage? Get off my screen. Might ring this company up tomorrow. Ask them what the cost of postage is. Oh, it says free shipping. Free shipping on mainland orders over 50 quid. So this is the smoke detector I want to get hold of a bit later when I can afford it. No, they've got them on. They got them on Amazon at the same price, but people were saying some of the Amazon ones are fake knockoff ones. But that's the one I want to get if I can get the money together. And it's free shipping over 50. Money back guarantee. Well, I'm going to go, guys. I want to go and get some dinner. Well, some sandwiches because I'm hungry. I might do another little chat stream later on in the week. I don't know yet. See how it goes. And yeah, if I ever, get me camping stuff back down here and I want to go camping somewhere and I want someone to come with us, I'll let you know. There's a possibility we might meet up one day and go camping somewhere. Come down here. There's plenty of places in camp, but because if we're together, then that's fine. But me being on my own, I wouldn't fucking take the chance or the risk of being out on my own. I know I'm okay with my bushcraft because I've got fucking locks on the doors inside and outside. And if any crazy fucking X-Men comes after me, and I've got my axes, I've got my split necks, I've got saws, I've got my bushcraft knife, I've got hammers, I can be chucking at them. So at least that way I'm more protected. But when you're out on your own, somewhere else in some woods or commons, you can only take so much stuff with you. Got to be careful carrying a knife with you, and spending the night somewhere and wanting something to eat. And you've got like a little burner or you make a fire. Got to be careful making a fire in case you catch the fucking whole woodlands on fire. Or if you've got like a little camping stove with you, that still gets off smoke, and some fucking crazed mental person that's hang around in the same woods as you are, they might smell it and fucking come after you, kind of thing. So, and they always do say, try not to camp on your own, so it can be dangerous. But if you've got a couple of you, at least you got two people who can, fight off any trespassers or any like threatening behaviour, I suppose. Right, anyway, I'm going to go, so I really am hungry. I'm going to go and I'll catch you on the next stream. When that'll be, I don't know. But if I do decide to, want to come out and meet up with you, I'll let you know in the future. But it won't be yet a while anyway. All right, good night, everyone.